Nowadays, a lot of luxury brands focus on things that are more performance-based to stand out instead of what luxury really is. Lincoln here with this 2024 Corsair focuses on the interior and the comfort and the luxury features while still providing a comfortable ride. And today we're going to take a look at the exterior, the interior, and get it out on the road for a test drive. Let's get started. All right, y'all, let's take a look at the exterior details of this 2024 Corsair. Now we have the reserve trim, which was right in the middle of the Premier and the Grand Touring. So for the regular powertrain, this is the top trim, and there are different options you can get. But look at this massive grille up front. This definitely says luxury up here with a lot of shiny pieces on it, the Lincoln emblem. We've got an LED turn signal here, LED headlights, and an LED daytime running light, and even adaptive lights, I believe, on the reserve. Now the paint on this one, it looks a little bit like a two-tone, but it is not. It is a Whisper Blue Metallic, which is an optional paint. I think it looks really nice. You also have a combination of kind of some chrome pieces, some black accents on here. And these are even optional 20-inch wheels. I think they look really sharp on here, actually. 18-inch wheels are standard, but these look pretty darn good. Dimensionally, the Corsair is on the small side. It is only 181 inches. I think it still looks nice for a small crossover. It's got a classy look. Coming to the back, we've got LED taillights, including an LED turn signal, and that light bar that runs all the way across the back. And another standard feature is going to be the dual exhaust outlet. Now, a power lift gate is going to be standard, so you can always open it with your key fob or on the inside, but you can also get the hands-free available, which we have on our reserve model, which is always nice. That means you can also do hands-free to close. There it goes. Now that we are back here, if you don't open it hands-free or close it hands-free, you can push that button. You can also set the opening height, which is nice. A couple nice things back here. First of all, we've got the optional easy fold second row. We've got a bright light right there. The one thing I would like to see is maybe some hooks, like grocery bag hooks, but you get a 12-volt power outlet over here. And underneath of here, we have a spare tire, which is always good to see. And there's even a little bit of extra room on the sides. I believe a spare tire is actually an option and not standard equipment though. So in terms of overall space, this is about 27.5 cubic feet. It's gonna be slightly less for the plug-in hybrid models. But if we fold those down, they both go down. That one didn't quite go down all the way, but obviously you can see this opens this up a lot. So you've got good overall space, potentially 57.5 cubic feet. So it can suit your life, suit your style, and you've got a split fold with a 60-40 split. It'd be nice to see a middle split, but this is what you get. Now, Lincoln's gonna give us the smart key system, which is gonna give you remote start, also push button start. But as you approach the vehicle on these luxury vehicles, like Lincoln, they give you what's called the Lincoln Embrace. And I was close enough when I locked it to where it didn't happen. But when you approach, the mirrors are automatically going to unfold. You're gonna get illuminated door handles. You're gonna get the Lincoln logo projected on the ground. And it's just gonna be a nice welcoming experience when you approach the vehicle at night. Another cool thing, standard, is we get the keyless access right here. Their little keypad, you can't even see it unless you touch it to where you can enter the vehicle without a key. Smart key system right here, sensor in the back of the door handle, push the lines to lock it, and that works on the back doors as well. Now climbing into the front seats, you're gonna start out with power heated seats. The reserve's gonna give you heated and ventilated, but we have optional seats right here. Of course we do with the press car. It is a 24-way power adjustable leather seat with massage function. I mean, you even get individual customization for each thigh. But the one thing I gotta complain about is that when I'm driving and I go around a corner where my body moves a little bit, these almost feel like they shift and rock and make a little bit of a clunk. And this whole seat just doesn't feel all that stable. It's probably just because it's a press car, but that's just me. I'll show you all the adjustments in a second, but I mean, you've got a lot of different adjustments in here, and they're soft, they're comfortable, leather seats, heated and ventilated with memory settings. Your steering wheel also has power tilt and telescoping functions. It is leather wrapped and it is heated. So over on the door, this is where you work your adjustments, at least some of it. So you can obviously move your backrest like this, move the seat forward and backwards. This is how you adjust your basically just your leg rest, each leg part right there. your memory settings, and then you can customize more things like your lumbar support and massage function by pushing that. And then over on the screen, check it out. Things are gonna pop up that give you the ability, to adjust specific things. Like you can adjust the upper part here, middle, lower, your side bolsters, your bottom bolsters. I mean, it's really cool. I've got my lumbar kind of projected out a little bit right there. You can go to the massage function and you've got all these different massages right here. Just lower rolling, upper rolling, a circular massage on your butt, full recovery. I don't necessarily know what they mean by all of this. Relax recovery. I've just kept it in relax recovery, and it is nice. I mean, you can feel it massaging your back and your butt. You can absolutely feel it, and you can turn it off. You can control and get to this screen by pushing this button, or you can get to it messing around in the settings of the actual display. One nice thing is that I complain about headrests a lot being far forward and pushing you forward. So you can ratchet these headrests into any position you want, which is really nice, and they're not too aggressive. Now, taking a look at the back seat, first of all, you got soft materials right here. This is even soft touch as well. A lot of non-luxury brands will have a harder touch plastic up there. There's a bottle holder down there, and let's take a look at the space. So one thing that I really like, first of all, I have the seat in the furthest most position. You actually get a sliding rear seat. You don't see that very much anymore. Scoot it back, and that opens this up quite a bit. For a small crossover, this is plenty of knee space, decent foot space there as well. And you even get heated seats on this model. We also get air conditioning vents right here as standard. And then below that, check this out. We've got 2 USB charging ports on each side. Those are all USB-C, but you're ready to go. I'd kind of like to see maybe a 12-volt power outlet or a 120-volt plug in its place for one of them, but that is nice. Right here in the middle, there is a fold-down armrest with some padding, just your fixed, regular, small cup holders. Space in here is good. I can sit up tall without my head touching, even with this big panoramic roof, and you can even recline a little bit in these seats. Another big bonus is this Pano Vista roof. The panoramic roof goes way back, and you get a pretty good view out of here. Now, push button start is actually hidden right up under there. It's a little bit annoying, but get it started up. And then over here on the door, first of all, you've got nice soft material up there, soft material here, a good grab handle right there, and kind of a smaller bottle holder, but a little bit of extra storage in here. Your light controls are easy to operate and control right over here. This little tab goes between your headlight controls. You've got interior brightness down or up, and open up your lift gate right there. Now, lane centering is with this, and check this out. You see those blinking red lights? That is to monitor you, because this vehicle is equipped with Blue Cruise, which is their hands-free eyes on road software. So those are going to be flashing. They only show up on the camera. You cannot see them at all by yourself. But when you activate cruise, these extra lights right here will pop up on your steering wheel. You can see that. And then over here, you've got your distance control on there. You can cancel it as well by pushing here, and then it goes away. So you don't really see them. Over here, this is where you can control your music, your audio, you can seek. And then over here, this actually changes depending on what you're working on. But like, for example, let's go into our display up here. This is where you can control different things that you see. We have a head-up display on here as well. You can just toggle through this screen over here by pushing the button on the steering wheel, so you can have different trip computer information on there. This is just one big digital display right here where you can kind of change the way things look for you. Now, the head-up display is actually pretty big right up there. It spans a wide distance, and there's a lot of information that is available to have on there, and you can turn it off and what information that you see on there too. Now, the main screen over here is just flat, massive. It's kind of like this floating tablet. There's not space behind it. There is just a little bit, but there's a ton of information on there. So another thing real quick, this has rain sensing windshield wipers on this particular trim. So you've got an automatic rain sensing windshield wiper mode. If we go back to the Lincoln menu, you can press that up there and automatically revert to where you can see different things fairly quickly. driver assist features. Now, one thing with Ford and Lincoln that I complain about is the brake hold button. You have to go into the touchscreen to do that, but you've got a bunch of driver assist features in here that you can customize and go through. Vehicle settings as well. We have ambient lighting in here, which shows up on this screen as well. A lot of different information that you can customize. Vehicle specific settings, for example, all of the things, like this has kind of an annoying symphony chime, which I don't personally like, but you can turn that off in here, change any other settings on here. It's very easy to operate. It feels and looks just like Ford's system because it basically is. You have this strip down here, which is your climate controls. So most of what you need you can do on here, but if you want to change the fan speed, you will have to touch and then you'll have to slide. Temperature is tap or slide on there. Changing where the fan goes, you've got to open up the menu. So not entirely, you know, I mean, there's still some sub menus you have to go into, which can be a little bit annoying. But another thing about this is we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless as standard. You can have it take up most of the screen, or you can have a little section over here where you have different information as well, which can be kind of nice if you want to. But it is nice that that is wireless, because we also have a wireless charging pad down there. Depending on your trim, we got it on our reserve model here. Another big bonus to this is we have a 14 speaker Revel Audio sound system, whereas a 9 speaker system is the typical standard sound system. Volume knob down here. Now this right here, let's go ahead and actually put us in reverse with our piano key shifter. So all your shifting happens here. Go to reverse. We've got a nice detailed backup camera. We've got parking sensors that you can turn off or on there. You can zoom in on different parts of the vehicle, and it's kind of hard to tell actually where you are because of the black space and line here. Some vehicles you can actually see where your tire is. Not on this one. But if we go down here and we press that button, that is parking assist. So it can navigate you to parking, it can help you parallel and perpendicular park and get out of a spot as well. I've used it before and it does work. It can be a little nerve-wracking, but it basically does everything for you. Going down again, auto stop start you can shut off. You have a quick access to your 360 camera, which is great. Traction control here. This is like a floating design right here, and it's all piano black, so that's not my favorite that it's piano black. But down here, you've got a sliding tray to cover up some extra stuff there. A couple of charging mats down there. And then electronic parking brake. Our drive mode's right here. Let's go ahead and spin that. It's just really slow. I wish Ford and Lincoln would change the way that these show up. They're just slow. But you've got a normal mode, slippery, still taking time to toggle through things here. Conserve, like an eco mode as well, excite, and then back to normal. We'll go through this in the test drive. There's also one little section of storage here. The cup holders work well. They don't really get in the way or anything. One thing I've noticed is that they almost feel a little bit flimsy. Like this just, I don't know if this whole center console is gonna make it 10 years with people beating on it. Who knows? Center armrest, this is nice and soft and padded. It doesn't slide forward or anything, but when you lift it up, you've got a 12-volt power outlet in there, a light in there, and it's softly lined. Another storage compartment right over here is a locking glove box. It's good to see. Soft opening, softly lined as well. And check this out. So we have a deodorizer, a cabin particulate filter, an auto air refresh, which is in this particular model. So it's going to basically exhaust the air in here and filter it when you get in the vehicle, which is pretty cool. Up here also you get an auto dimming rearview mirror. It is a pretty much frameless mirror. Sunglass holder, garage controls right there. I already showed you this panoramic vista roof. I closed it part way. You can close it all the way or part way and open it just like that too. Sliding visor right here covers the entire section. Now under the hood of the Corsair, we've got two different options depending on which trim you get. So the first couple trims, the Premier and the Reserve, give you one basic option. Otherwise, the Grand Touring will give you a plug-in hybrid. Now under the hood of this one is the direct injected 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo with 250 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque. That's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, and this all-wheel drive model is going to give us 24 mpg combined. Now the Grand Touring model is a 2.5-liter plug-in hybrid that gives you 28 miles of just pure electric range, and then after that you're going to get 33 mpg. It's going to also have 266 horsepower, so you get a little bit more horsepower, you get the all-electric range, and then it turns into a pretty efficient hybrid setup.
All right, y'all, let's get behind the wheel of this Corsair. Now there's a couple cool things I want to mention. First of all, regardless of what trim level you get, you're going to get the Lincoln Copilot 360. So we've got a bunch of safety features. We've got blind spot monitoring, you've got the automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane centering technology, all of that. We've got parking sensors galore in here too, in addition to the Lincoln Copilot 360. I showed you how it can park for you. But this one, the Reserve model here, comes with the Blue Cruise technology, which is Lincoln and Ford's hands-free, eyes-on-road driver assistance technology. So the way that this goes, there's a complimentary trial. I've seen different numbers as far as how long it is, from 90 days up to 4 years of a complimentary trial. But when that is up, then it's $800 a year or $75 a month. So that's pretty steep. Comparing it to Cadillac's Super Cruise, GM Super Cruise, which I've tested and has worked pretty well. This has worked pretty well also. Not perfect, not necessarily great all the time, but I've been in a lot of areas with construction, and it will let you know on the screen when you are on a highway, when you're in cruise control, when it can be hands-free. So it will tell you when it's hands-free. It doesn't have the neat little light right here like Super Cruise does on GM, but it's right there in front of you, and it does go hands-free, keeps you in your lane, brakes, and all of that. You can just tap the stock if you want to go around somebody. It can also let you know if it thinks you should go around somebody. But that's that. Otherwise, impressions of this vehicle is that it is very comfortable. Small crossovers generally aren't the most comfortable in terms of ride comfort. You get a smaller vehicle, you get a little bit less expense put into the suspension components and a shorter wheelbase, but this is very comfortable. It just glides over pretty much everything. That would probably be my biggest impression, is that this is just a casual, laid back and relaxed driving experience, which is probably what most people are going to want. Got a huge bump right there. So let's go ahead and put the pedal down, see what kind of power we have. So this engine, not an impressive powertrain for a luxury vehicle compared to other luxury vehicles, but it's adequate and sufficient. The turbo is responsive. It kicks in pretty quickly. The transmission, for the most part, has also been responsive. I'm going to change the drive modes here. So you use this dial down here, which I went through. I put it in Excite mode, and I could feel it already downshift, and it's just much quicker to get going. When you do that, it changes your cluster to the Excite mode, to where the speedometer's over here, the tachometer's over there, and your information is in the middle. So if you want, you can have that changed. Pedal down. You get a little bit more noise. Like some luxury vehicles add in noise, some don't. This one actually has active noise control and an acoustic windshield as standard to help suppress overall noise. Now, over here, this window is also laminated. I don't know if that's just the Reserve model or all of them, but the experience in here is pretty nice and calming and relaxing for the most part. I would say that's what Lincoln was going for, and they did a good job ergonomically. I like this most of the time. I don't love how you still have to dig into the menu for the climate controls, but overall, it's a nice offering. You know, it feels luxurious. It's got a lot of features. It's comfortable to drive. The Blue Cruise is definitely high end and costs quite a bit. But what do you think of this Corsair?
So to wrap things up on this 2024 Lincoln Corsair, if performance is something you don't really care about and you just want comfort, you want features, and you want the luxury appeal with a luxury vehicle, this Corsair might be just for you. It's got decent space on the inside, a good amount of features, nice audio, a comfortable ride, and a ton of adjustments with massaging front seats. So is this the kind of luxury you would go for if you were looking for a luxury SUV? Leave your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching.